One, two, three, and we are looking at a chart of daily chart of Bitcoin here. As you can see, we have a little bit relief since we have pictured this Bitcoin in the last 5 days. So what you can see here, Bitcoin closed at 90. It's trading right now. It's 93,135 at this level. It crashed through this long-term trend line, went down here, and then made a low of about 82,000 or so. The low was about 81,000 and then bounced back here after the Thanksgiving. So now today there's a big white, big green candle here. And let's look at it on a close up here at so this was the 82,380 low. It bounced back, came back again here yesterday, which was December 1st, and on December 2nd, now we're at 92,000. So it is making great progress, 93,000. We need to get back up here to 100 and 101. And if that happens in next few days, then I think this long-term trend line will continue holding and Bitcoin would be going higher. That is definitely technical analysis point of view. It's not as any other analysis. This trend line has to be broken. This is a downward line, which is at about 94 or so. If it breaks here, it will definitely touch this 101. And then if that touches here, if it goes above that, you could be confident that this will continue on an upward trajectory. So this is the state of the affairs on the Bitcoin. Let's go take a look at MicroStrategy. Okay, MicroStrategy, MSTR, what is happening here exactly? And this is what we see. This thing crashed through this downward channel, went down here to 155 low, and then it has a bottoming tail here, and it bounced back up here to close at 181. So this is very good. It looks like there is a bottom here to me, and the reasons for this is there are a lot of changes fundamentally that are taking place in MSTR, which we're going to discuss in a little bit. Let's take a look at it at 1 hourly chart. So this is where it made a flat down 155, bounced back, and this, if you look at it, it has flattened out here. So the downtrend may be ending here. If it continues up here to 211 or 210 levels, then yeah, definitely it's going up higher because the 200-day moving average is here on a 1 hourly chart. But on a daily chart, it needs to do few things here. It needs to get back up into this channel at 217. And once it does that, it will definitely try to move higher and take out some of the lows. There are some fundamental changes that have taken place, and we're going to get into it. So fundamentally, what has happened? The master MSTR closed at 181.3. The market cap is 53, and enterprise value is now 68 billion. Trading volumes has been low, which is fine. And what has happened? Implied volatility is still high, which is 81, and the Bitcoin reserves are now added here 1.44 million. So what they did is they formed a fund by selling MSTR, which is the common, and they generated in 8.5 days $1.4 billion as reserve to pay the preferred dividends. And therefore the lot of criticism was on MSTR that it may not survive because it cannot pay the dividend, and it has put a stop to those naysayers. So it does have the reserve to pay dividends for 1.21 months, and I think they're going to increase it to about 2 years. And so the people who are naysayers and people who were doubting their ability and liquidity are completely obliterated by this one. And I think it is a very solid thing they did. They took a step here, added 1.42 in the reserves, and so fundamentally that has solidified this company and its stock. And the debt is still very low, 8.24 billion, which is net leverage is 11%, which is very good in terms of any balance sheet. So this is a very good thing, and they have been purchasing Bitcoin here. If you look at it here, this is the purchase on 12/1, which is yesterday. They purchased 130 bitcoins here for total amounts of 650,000. On 11/17, they purchased about 878 bitcoins. And these purchases have been constantly there as Bitcoin falling, MSTR was accumulating. So it was no coincidence. All of this is which you could information, and these are their purchases. We did the steady purchases here. So the company is on a solid footing here, in my opinion, and therefore this thing, the charts are not are now should be changing, and it has made a bottom here as we have seen previously in the video, and I think this will has flattened out, will start moving higher. So let's take a look at as MSTY as it is related to MSTR and what has happened. MSTY has been descending in this manner for some time and looks like it's flattening out here. It made a low of 6.22 as of yesterday, and then it bounced back here. So let's take a look at the 1 hourly chart on MSTY. And this is the flattening out section that I'm seeing here as of 11/20. It hasn't gone down much except here, which was on 12/1, and then it bounced back. Because MSTY is a call ETF based on on call ETF based on MSTR, which is now also flattening out down here. This looks like some kind of a bottom forming. And it closed the day here today at 7:15. It is still trading right now. But what has been announced that by YieldMax that MSTY is going to have a reverse stock split of 1 5:1. So that means your shares which you own at 716 would be multiplied by 5. It will weigh the same. The investment would not change. Nothing else fundamentally would change. The money invested or the value of the account is not going to change. But the only thing is that in a reverse split, that it will be this stock which is 7.16 times 5 would be the value of the stock, whatever day it closes. And this reverse split is going to take place on December the 8th. So the stock, all of a sudden, $7 stock may weigh up to be $35 stock or $40 stock, Misty would be at. But the chart is not going to change. Fundamentally, nothing is changing. Only the number of shares that you own would be less by 5 times. So that is what this is, a way companies strengthen their face value of the stock and make it attractive for other people to come and buy. Otherwise, this would be going down here. We don't cover ULT, but we will show you here what they did to it. It traded today, and now ULT, which was down to $6 or $7, is now suddenly a $39 stock. It is also flattened out here. So this is the same kind of a pattern that you will see on December 8th in MSTY. And MSTY is directly related to MSTR, which we covered here, is also flattening out here. And it made a low here at 155. Give it some more patience because they have made some fundamental changes into their structure, which structure is now has a $1.4 billion reserve for the preferred, and that solidifies the company's strength into the future.